Why, how do you do, fellow climbers? This video is gonna be kinda odd, so apologies in advance. It's definitely an outlier compared to my typical content. However, I kind of want to give everybody an update and just a general overview of where I'm at and what I'm trying to accomplish right now, I suppose, with my life. So, as you can tell, live in a converted school bus with my family in a field on a farm that's owned by one of our good friends. There's plenty of chickens, which there's a chicken. Oh my god, that's awesome. Anyways, there's chickens and there's cows and there's piggy wiggies. And it's not bad living. We've managed to do pretty well with everything we have and it's been nice. However, being a man, I kind of want to provide a little bit better for my family than living as weird bohemian gypsy people. As fun as that is, 100%. Though I do think that doing this gives my boys a really good, interesting upbringing. Not some normie BS, you know? Regardless. Where I'm at right now, um, I work a decently paying job that has nothing to do with climbing. Before working at this current place, I was working in climbing in a boulder field slash golf course. As many people who have accidentally met me from this channel in real life would know. Um, Ended up having to leave that for a multitude of reasons. We'll just go ahead and say part of it was my fault too, because I'm an idiot at times. However, the current job pays significantly more. However, I can't even lie, I'm not passionate about it in the least bit. I loved working at Stone Fort. It was amazing. It was an amazing experience. All of the amazing people that I got to meet and go climb with and just hang out and have a good time was fantastic. So essentially the big update is to let everyone know that I've started an outdoor bouldering guide business specifically catering to around the Chattanooga area. I'm trying to keep prices as low as humanly possible because the emphasis of this business in particular is for people who are coming from the gym who are interested in learning how to climb outside, how to get on real rock, how to be safe on real rock, how to know where you're going, have an idea of what the problems are, proper spotting techniques, proper down climbing, proper planning for when you're going out to the crag. Working at Stone Fort has given me a lot of experience with meeting a lot of people who are coming from the gym and they have no idea what they're doing. I cannot tell you how many times I have encountered someone who had said, I've been climbing at the gym for about 3 months now, and I was told that coming out here and climbing would be a good time. Every single time that I ran into somebody like that, didn't matter if I was projecting something, didn't matter if I was on the clock. The first thing I did was I would follow them around and just be like, hey, so like, what do you climb inside? Okay, just so you know, it's like, thank you, Rooster. It's way more dangerous out here than in a gym. You can climb in a gym solo and be perfectly fine. Climbing outside, you got one pad and you're talking about climbing V5s and stuff. Ooh, you might not be so safe. So that's what my business is catering to, is the folks who come out thinking that they're going to be flashing their projects. Like I said, I'm trying to keep it as cheap and as accessible as possible. So that way, you know, I can hopefully bring climbing to more folks, outdoor climbing to more folks. And realistically, part of what I'm trying to push biggest, besides the safety factor, the being able to actually send stuff, is the experience. I want people to have a good experience, and hopefully this good experience will teach them the proper ways. Thank you, Rooster. the proper ways of being able to continue to enjoy it being outside. I want to help instill that pack it in, pack it out mentality, taking care of everything. The conservatorship, conserving the environment. I'm keeping all of this in the video. Instilling that into more people is very important. So, for like in season, I'm pushing for starting my guide business. The idea is 4 hours, $200. The pricing for the $200 is if, say, it's just you, or it's you and one other person. It's $200 each. That gets you 4 hours. That gets you all my crash pads. In case you haven't seen it, I have like 5 pads, 2 triples, 3 duo pads, sliders, blubbers, name it, man. You got my pads. You got me as a guide. I will teach you how to spot. I will be spotting you. And all my camera gear, I'm going to get free footy. Like, the footy's not an additional charge. You're going to get your video. And don't worry, I'm not going to be standing there holding the phone, paying more attention to that than spotting you. I've got the setup. I've got some really cool stuff. People who have climbed with me outside have seen my ridiculous setup. So for 1 or 2 people, it's $200 per person. 3 or more people, it's $100 per person. So if you come with a group of 5, it's $100 for each of you 5 folks. And like I said, that gets the pads, that gets the footy, that gets the spotting, that gets the guiding, all of that fun stuff. Like I said, I want to keep it as accessible as possible. What I've also recently done is I have set up on the YouTube channel memberships. So for the memberships, there is a tiered system. So it's levels 1, 2, and 3. Level 1 is, I believe, I really should have looked at this before recording this video. I'm probably pretty dumb for saying it like this, but I'm pretty sure the first tier is $3.99. I've made a Discord, which is cringe for me to say in my age, but I made a Discord specifically for the channel now for memberships. And also, we'll get you a newsletter. I plan on starting to write a newsletter specifically for people who have a membership, just about climbing in general, specifically targeted towards the Southeast. So I'm also going to be reaching out to climbers that I know that are a bit more prolific in what they do than even me. I wouldn't even say I'm prolific. I would just say I'm some ass who shows up at the crag and climbs and records stuff. But anyways, these are folks that are a lot more embedded in the climbing community than even myself, that I'll be reaching out to and be like, hey, like, would you write something short? I'll give you something for it if I can. I'll, like, tradesies. But I want to have a monthly newsletter focused on the Southeast climbing community, everything from, hey, some sick FAs just got put up. A big thing that just happened recently in Saudi Daisy, which is surrounded by several really amazing boulder fields, is they were getting ready to see about putting up an asphalt plant. That got denied by the city or the town city, whatever, of Saudi Daisy. Fantastic news. Now we don't have something causing more pollutants around the general climbing area. Things like that. Things of that nature. So, events that are coming up. A good example is there's Rocks Fest. That'll be happening the second weekend of November. Fantastic group of people. This is going to be their 3rd festival that they'll be doing. Other neat stuff like that. Just trying to keep it up to date. Try to let people know every month, like, different things going on. So that'll be as far as the newsletter goes. Like I said as well, the first tier will have the Discord, newsletter, coming up with weird little emojis. I've reached out to a couple of artists, and I'm going to see about having some goofy, cool climbing emojis related to, obviously climbing, to be used for, like, videos, shorts, live streams that I do. Just keeping it fun and goofy. The second tier, I do not remember what price I set it to. I think it's like, excuse me, $6 or $7. I don't recall. And because I'm a jackass, I don't remember what extra perks I put with that level. I think that one of them was like a discount on merchandise. Sometime in the near future, I'm reaching out to local artists, local people that I know who do different arts and crafts. I've got one gal. She is my assistant manager where I work. I'm the general manager. She's my assistant manager. She does a lot of crocheting, so she's going to be crocheting up neat beanies, sweatshirts. She's also been crocheting little Gumby figures, so that are actually like super adorable. And I would like to start like selling things through the channel that people I know make, so that way I can help them out too. So if I recall correctly, that is the second tier discount. There's a couple of other things, but because I'm an idiot and before recording this I did not look, I don't remember exactly. Now the third tier, I do remember all of that stuff because I was really struggling with how to do it. So for the third tier, um, I intend to give a. So if you sign up for it, it is $14.99 a month, and that one in particular would allow a person who has that to get a. Now this is. I apologize for doing it like this. It was something that I really had a hard time debating myself with, but if you have the $14.99 a month subscription, what ends up happening is you get 50% off that is not stackable with anything else of my guiding service. So say it's just you one individual, the one person who will probably watch this video. You sign up for the $14.99 and you come out to climb and you're like, screw it, I'm gonna go hit up Mr. Climber and see about getting a guide. We'll go to a boulder field, check it out, cool, let's ball. Instead of $200 for 4 hours, $100 for 4 hours. Now, when I say it's not stackable, I mean that, say, there's 3 of you folks. It wouldn't shock me if 3 people actually watched this video. If there were 3 folks who all signed up, okay, at 3 people, you're already going to get $100 off on all of you. So instead of each of you individually paying $200, it would be, man, those chickens sound demonic. Instead of each individual paying $200, it would be $100 already for each of you. And if it was an additional half off, it would then be $50 for each of you for 4 hours. And while I would prefer to do something like that, because I mean you're already supporting me by getting the membership. I would love to. However, I also have a family to support, and from the way that I have worked out the math in my head, I'm gonna have to have a part-time normie job, no matter what, unless I somehow have a ridiculous amount of people who come and use my services, which I'm just starting. I am not going to assume that that's going to be the case. However, if I can get at least 3 individual clients per week at $200 each, I would be able to work just 20 hours a week at a normie job to make sure that all of our bills and all of our things are taken care of. If I'm doing groups, then I have to do, so say it's like 3 or more people, I would have to do either 6 people in 2 different groups, or 3 individuals over the course of a week. And that's like assuming that it happens like week 1 and week 2. That's how much I would have to do to be able to be okay. Now, I've started this as like an official business. I still have to, I still have a lot I have to accomplish before I can actually launch this and make this my life. And that's the goal. I want to be able to do this not just for myself, but for my family too, because at some point when my boys are a little bit older and have a little bit more self-control and can stop diving onto the crash pads when people are trying to climb, then I would like them to be around so that way, you know, they'll get they'll be able to contribute to the climbing community themselves. I that's what my wife and I want for our family is, you know, enjoying climbing, being able to do things within climbing. I mean, my first son learned how to walk in a boulder field. Now he scrambles onto every sketchy thing imaginable. It must be how my parents feel about me climbing, but he hasn't eaten it off of a boulder, so that's good. And my second son, many people don't know this, he was born in the boulder field. That's a story for another day. I'll let my wife tell that one actually. Um, because that's her story as far as I'm concerned. I just got to be present. It was sick. Um, but yeah, like we're super passionate about climbing. And yeah. So that was a really long rambly video to just say, "Hey, I started a bouldering business where I take people out to go boulder. You pay me money to take you out into the woods to climb on rocks." So, yeah. Anyways, I hope you folks have a fantastic day. I have to go get ready for my normie job that currently pays all my bills and takes care of my family, even though it's soul crushing. It's really not that bad. The job itself is really not too terribly difficult or bad. There's just other stuff that one day I'll talk about that's just like legitimately soul crushing. But yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. Goodbye. Goodbye.